Olivia Wilde is an American actress and filmmaker. She played Remy 13 Hadley on the medical drama television series House, and has appeared in the films Tron, Legacy, Cowboys and Aliens, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, and The Lazarus Effect. Wilde made her Broadway debut in 2017, playing Julia in 1984. In 2019, she directed her first film, the teen comedy book Smart, for which she won the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Feature. Wilde's second feature as director, Don't Worry Darling, was released in 2022. Early life. Wilde was born Olivia Jane Coburn in New York City on March 10, 1984. She grew up in the Georgetown neighborhood of Washington, D.C. while spending summers at Ardmore in Ireland. She attended Georgetown Day School in Washington, D.C., and Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts, graduating in 2002. Wilde derived her surname from Irish author Oscar Wilde, and started using it while in high school to honor the writers in her family, many of whom used pen names. She was accepted to Bard College, but deferred her enrollment 3 times in order to pursue acting. She then studied at the Gaiety School of Acting in Dublin. For a short time, Wilde's family also had a house in Guilford, Vermont. Wilde's mother, Leslie Coburn, is an American producer on 60 Minutes and journalist. Her father, Andrew Coburn, is also a journalist. He was born in London and raised in Ireland. She has a sister 5 years older and a brother 9 years younger. Her grandfather, British novelist Claude Coburn, and his sons Alexander and Patrick Coburn also worked as journalists, and her aunt, Sarah Caldwell, was a writer. Writer Christopher Hitchens was the Coburn family's tenant in Washington, D.C., and served as Wilde's babysitter. Some of Wilde's paternal Scottish ancestors were upper class and lived in many locations at the height of the British Empire, including Peking, Calcutta, Bombay, Cairo, and Tasmania. The Coburns descend from the lawyer, judge, and literary figure Henry Coburn, Lord Coburn. One of Wilde's great-great-grandfathers, Henry Arthur Blake, was governor of Hong Kong. Through her father's family, Wilde is related to George Coburn, who was responsible for burning down Washington, D.C. during the War of 1812. Aside from Scottish, Wilde's ancestry includes English, German, Irish, and Manx. She is also of 1/64 Sephardic Jewish descent through her great-great-great-great-grandfather, Ralph Bernal, a British Whig politician and actor. Career. 2003-2012, Early career, I/I, and Breakthrough. None. 2013-2018, Mainstream career and Broadway debut. In 2013, Wilde wrote an article called The Do's and Don'ts of Turning 30, which was published in Glamour magazine. She starred in and executive-produced Drinking Buddies. She had a supporting role as Jane, a magician's assistant, in The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. She also played Susie Miller in the biographical drama Rush, about James Hunt and Niki Lauda, and had a starring role in the film Her, which was lauded by critics, and received accolades from the Academy Awards and Golden Globe Awards. She has served as executive producer for other documentary short films, The Rider and the Storm, about Timmy Brennan, a New York iron worker from Breezy Point, Queens who lost everything he owned when Hurricane Sandy hit, and Body Team 12, which follows the team tasked with collecting the dead at the height of the Ebola outbreak. The film went on to win Best Documentary Short at the 2015 Tribeca Film Festival, and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Documentary at the 88th Academy Awards. Wilde starred as Elizabeth Roberts, a trophy wife customer who enters a straight-laced pharmacist's life and takes him on a joyride involving sex, drugs, and possibly murder in Better Living Through Chemistry. She starred as Beatrice Fairbanks in The Longest Week, as the middle of a love triangle between an affluent drifter and his best friend. In 2015, she was the brand ambassador of H&M's Conscious Exclusive campaign. She starred in the thriller The Lazarus Effect as Zoe, a medical researcher who is accidentally killed, then revived with a miraculous serum with unfortunate side effects. Wilde also starred in and produced the drama Meadowland, that premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York on April 17, 2015. She played Eleanor in Love the Coopers. In 2016, Wilde directed a music video for Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, teaming up with director of photography Reed Morano. She then worked with American rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers, directing the music video for their song Dark Necessities. Wilde starred as Devon Fenestra in HBO's rock and roll drama television series Vinyl. Also in 2016, Wilde also directed an acclaimed live table reading of Hannah and Her Sisters at the New York Times' Center Theatre. The cast included Wilde as Hannah. Wilde stated that Hannah and Her Sisters is just a perfect script, and I knew an audience would enjoy having the chance to focus on the genius of the writing, which is what the live reads allow for. Her brand ambassador partnership with Revlon ended in 2016. In 2017, Wilde made her Broadway debut portraying the role of Julia in 1984. It opened at the Hudson Theater in New York City on June 22 for a limited run until October 8, 2017. In May 2017, Wilde became chief brand activist of True Botanicals, a cosmetics and skincare company. Her documentary short Fear Us Women follows Canadian civilian Hannah Bowman, who has spent the last 3 years in Syria as a volunteer soldier battling ISIS. As a member of the YPJ, an all-female Kurdish army, Hannah gives an inside look at the women fighting for liberation in Syria. In 2018, Wilde appeared in A Vigilante. Its world premiere was at South by Southwest on March 10, 2018. It was released March 29, 2019. The same year, Wilde starred in the drama Life Itself. The film was released on September 21, 2018, received negative reviews from critics, and performed poorly at the box office. 2019-present, expansion to film direction. Wilde made her directing debut with the teen comedy book Smart, which was released on May 24, 2019. As of June 27, 2019, it was rated 97% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, from 271 critics' reviews. The Washington Post stated, Wilde's filmmaking skills become more and more evident, bursting forth in a third act that builds into something beautiful and even transcendent. The Los Angeles Times wrote that it leaves you feeling unaccountably hopeful for the state of humanity and the state of American screen comedy too, and the Wall Street Journal noted, nothing funnier, smarter, quicker, or more joyous has graced the big screen in a long time. The film won the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Feature at the 35th Independent Spirit Awards on February 8, 2020. Wilde next appeared in Richard Jewell in 2019, playing Atlanta Journal-Constitution reporter Kathy Scruggs, who died in 2001. The film was criticized for depicting Scruggs as offering to trade sex with an FBI agent in return for confidential information. The editor-in-chief of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution wrote in an open letter that this depicted incident was entirely false and malicious. Employees of the newspaper demanded the film have a prominent disclaimer that some events were imagined for dramatic purposes and artistic license. The film was accused of perpetuating a sexist trope of women journalists exchanging sex for information. Wilde defended her role and stated that there was a sexist double standard, in that John Hamm's FBI agent character was not held to the same scrutiny. Commentators noted that Wilde's character was based on a real person, whereas the FBI agent was an amalgamation of multiple characters from the original script. They also stated that the purpose of the film was to expose and condemn the character assassination of Jewel. However, in the process, the film commits the same character assassination of Scruggs. In 2020, she directed Wake Up, a short film starring Margaret Qualley. In 2022, Wilde directed her second feature, also playing a supporting role in Don't Worry Darling, an erotic psychological thriller about a 1950s housewife, starring Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Gemma Chan, and Chris Pine, for New Line Cinema from a screenplay by Katie Silberman. The film gained substantive media attention for its multiple on- and off-set controversies. It premiered at the 79th Venice Film Festival to negative reviews, criticizing Styles' performance while citing lack of directorial vision and clarity within its screenplay. Also that year, she voiced Lois Lane in the animated film DC League of Super Pets. She is attached to direct Perfect, a biopic about gymnast Carrie Strug for Searchlight Pictures, an untitled holiday comedy film for Universal Pictures, and a female-centered superhero film as part of the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel Characters franchise. Activism. In 2008, Wilde campaigned with actors Justin Long and her then-current House castmate Kal Penn in support for the Democratic presidential nominee Barack Obama. Wilde was a supporter of the youth voter organization 18 in 08. She serves on their advisory council and appeared in a public service announcement that debuted June 30, 2008, which encouraged youth to vote at the 2008 election. She appeared in the MoveOn.org mock PSA supporting the rights of the healthcare insurance industry. Wilde was praised by the Coalition of Immokalee Workers, a farm workers' union, for supporting the Fair Foods campaign. Wilde is one of the board of directors at Artists for Peace and Justice, which provides education and health services in Haiti, and the American Civil Liberties Union of Southern California. Wilde is a celebrity influencer/activist for RYOT, a Los Angeles-based media company. On June 30, 2015, she introduced Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton at a campaign event in New York City. Wilde starred in a PSA released on March 21, 2016, for World Down Syndrome Day, alongside 19-year-old Anna Rose from New Jersey who has Down syndrome. Wilde is widely known as a feminist. In 2013, she appeared in a video clip for Gucci's Chime for Change campaign that aims to raise awareness and funds of women's issues in terms of education, health, and justice. She participated in the 2017 Women's March in Washington, D.C., and the 2018 Women's March in Los Angeles. Personal life. On June 7, 2003, when she was 19 years old, Wilde married Italian filmmaker and musician Tao Ruspoli, a member of the Ruspoli family. They were married in Washington, Virginia, on a school bus with only a pair of witnesses. She later said the wedding occurred in an abandoned school bus because it was the only place where they could be completely alone, as the marriage was a secret at the time. On February 8, 2011, she and Ruspoli announced that they were separating. Wilde filed for divorce in Los Angeles County Superior Court on March 3, 2011, citing irreconcilable differences. The divorce was finalized on September 29, 2011. Wilde did not seek spousal support, and the pair reached a private agreement on property division. Wilde began dating American actor and comedian Jason Sudeikis in November 2011. They became engaged in January 2013. The couple have 2 children, a son, born in 2014, and a daughter, born in 2016. Sudeikis and Wilde's relationship ended in November 2020. Wilde was publicly served with court documents regarding child custody at Sudeikis' direction while Wilde was presenting Don't Worry Darling at Cinemark in 2022. In January 2021, Wilde began dating Harry Styles after meeting during the filming of Don't Worry Darling. Wilde considered herself a pescatarian in 2013, although she has been both vegan and vegetarian at different times. She was voted PETA's Sexiest Vegetarian Celebrity of 2010.